Yeah, baby.
Welcome back to Double Dose. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm your host, Dipesh.
And we're here to take you from Earth to El Sai Kangaroo.
Oh, I gotta look that one up.
Look it up.
Damn.
How you been, my friend?
I've been alright. How you been?
Yeah, good.
You hanging in there?
Always.
I got some breaking news.
Tell me.
My humble, frequently spoken about James Webb Telescope.
Oh, no. I knew it was coming. I thought it's either that or Garfield.
You thought it was dead? We're bringing it back, baby.
Yeah, go.
All right, dude. It's just discovered
Yes.
clear evidence of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere of a planet outside of our solar system.
How far?
This is big. I don't know exactly how far this is.
They've done the thing that shoots it off into space to go to... what's the place it's flying to? You know where they shoot it with the lasers?
The Alpha Centauri network.
Yeah.
This is like shocked the scientific community because the fact that it's been able to detect this is huge. It's the fact that it can do this means that it can now detect carbon dioxide levels on smaller rocky planets just like our Earth.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is it's a powerful indicator that there's life on a planet.
That's a huge indicator because it means there's probably oxygen coming out of it too.
Yeah. And I read here that it's actually very unlikely for planets with large oceans to have carbon dioxide if they don't support life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so it can have an ocean without carbon dioxide?
Yeah, I believe so. I guess because as far as I know, living things are what emit carbon dioxide, right?
Sorry.
Well, that's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. Just a little bit of COVID outbreak on set. It's all good, guys.
Contamination. Boop, boop, boop.
Well, as far as my knowledge, I guess based on Earth, any living creatures emit carbon dioxide. I don't know what else.
Can't the Earth in itself emit carbon dioxide?
I think so. Yeah, there's like pockets of it, right?
Like, isn't it coming out of the ocean when the sun?
I don't know about
coming
that.
out of the trees?
That's oxygen.
Oh, sorry, oxygen's coming out of the trees, but I'm sure it's coming out of the water that evaporates.
I'm not too sure, unless there's carbon dioxide from us. I thought it was just a byproduct of living things.
Oh, okay. I've never thought about it.
Because I guess I always understood like we're the living creatures. We give off carbon dioxide and the plants absorb it and release oxygen, and then that's the life cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it detected this on the planet.
It was a gas giant. So I guess but the fact that it can detect carbon dioxide means that they can now focus on planets like Earth.
How the hell does it detect carbon dioxide at that distance?
I have no idea, dude. This thing is ridiculous. It's taking photos from the close to the Big Bang.
Yeah, I know.
The things are in redshift. It's just completely red. These little galaxies. It's blowing my mind. And yeah.
I just want to know how the hell it's doing it. Was it pinpointing some laser and go, boop, it was carbon dioxide?
Yeah, because like obviously, as far as I know, it's all about light. So I don't know how it's picking up carbon dioxide. It's beyond my understanding.
Blowing my mind that it can do anything like this.
But it's so crazy because like imagine just being able to pinpoint a planet and search it for artificial light and carbon dioxide. Dude, bing, bang, boom, you got yourself a life. I don't know. It probably can make a cup of tea with this thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
It does everything.
So they've done the thing that shoots the lasers at it from Earth to kind of propel the...
No, I think that's either in the works or like a concept.
Oh, okay.
Ideally, I think that goes to plan, but I can't imagine it's a very costly thing, right? Probably manufacturing those little things is... Yeah.
Dude, the R&D in this thing would be like billions.
Because it's so light, right? It's like 1 gram.
Oh, dude, inventing this thing and shooting...
To unfold as well.
And shooting it into space to line up.
Yeah.
It's got to be worth... And then making the laser machine.
Yeah. And like, how far out is it for the lasers to then perfectly pinpoint it?
Dude, this is not a cheap experiment, I think.
I've got about $5.
Yeah, I'll give it 10.
See what we can do.
Best the client says, best I can do.
That's businesses these days, dude. Look, I got about 2 grand. What can you do for me? Do a bit more though. For 2 grand.
At my work, you know how many times it's been. I've got the client wants this. The client's got they want this. They want people on set. They do the budget, and then they get the producer to do the entire budget. Producer's like, 130 grand. And they go, oh shit, we only got 10.
Then the company goes, oh, I've got a cousin that does this. They'll do it cheaper.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Do it for 10 grand. See what it looks like.
Yeah. Then you end up with some crap.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
No one bats an eye.
So,
and then they ask their family, oh, what'd you think of it? And they go, yeah, it's good. And they go, yeah, see? It's great.
Mad. Oh man, I'm glad to hear more about the James Webb Telescope because I think about it every day and I go,
What's Dipesh thinking about it? About James Webb Telescope today?
Go, what's going on? I don't really research it, so I think what's going on with it and why. Well, I wonder what it's discovering, what it's doing. You know, all those things. It's
crazy, man. I mean, just to quickly jump on the space bandwagon, I had no idea about until today, and for those of you listening, we're recording this on the 26th of August. Whoa, is that meant to be lighting up? The speaker.
Oh, it just turned off. Yes.
Okay. Did you know we're sending a shuttle to the moon on the 29th of August, 3 days' time?
Oh, cool.
I had no idea.
No. Who's doing it?
NASA.
Yeah, they're saying they're going back. They said they were going back to the moon because now they're going to... They say we're working with our business partners. It's essentially like Tesla going up there and Amazon are going up there to start doing shit.
From what I gathered, I think, what's it called? It's called the Artemis project, the Artemis Moon Mission. And
establishing a base there, right?
Yeah, it's establishing a base and I think to start the colonization of the moon and also to give a little jump pad to get to Mars.
Wow.
A little bit of a halfway point.
Colonizing the moon already.
I know, dude. I think but you know what? It's weird because they're talking about it like it's exciting. It's unmanned.
There's no sanctions out there. What are people just going to go be like, America?
But you know, like
it's all
weird,
America.
It's weird to say like we're going back, but no people are going on it.
Oh, it's a robot.
I think they have.
I thought the idea was people were going on.
Exactly. They were the way that NASA said it. Were like we're going back to the moon, and it's like yeah, great. That's so exciting. I want to know so. And dude, you can imagine flat earthers are like, I want to see a 24-hour live vision feed of the whole trip. I don't want any blackouts or cutouts. I want to see the trip from Earth to the moon, no cutouts. And they'll be sitting there watching that thing like, if it goes black for a second, Santa's real. You know?
Yeah. I think I think it's getting bumped too much. So maybe just try not to touch it too much because I can hear that.
Okay, I think that's the cable.
Yeah, it's that when it's the cable. Can you
Sorry,
loosen
folks.
it?
Sorry, folks.
Maybe loosen it and not wrap it around so much. It's definitely the cable. I would loosen it.
Couple of technical difficulties.
I'll cut this out. It's all right.
Okay.
So take it. Yeah, it's definitely the cable.
I just won't touch it.
Oh, it's a bit better. Yeah. Oh, it's better. Good. Well, I heard they were going back to the moon. They showed videos of going, of people walking on the moon.
And I think it's new tech. Like they're flexing, like you know, we have the new technology to actually do this, and it's exciting. But then, I think from what I read, I only loosely read this because it was a massive article. They're sending like dummies, human dummies. I think just to read like radiation levels and stuff like that. But they're not actually sending people there.
But we already sent people there. That's the idea. So what's the worry? Did we? Yeah, but so what's the worry? Why do they have to test this again?
Why is it taking this long? Why now? What's the real reason? You know, so many questions. I feel like they're just gonna. I feel like they can still jump on the hype in their eyes of like, hey, remember we went to the moon? We're doing it again, guys. Isn't it exciting? But everyone's now more cluey, and they're like, why though? And what are you doing up there? And what are you going to bring back for us? Yeah, because.
Now people have shit in their backyards. They can go watch his stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's people who can get mad photos of the moon.
Yeah,
or see,
dude.
Or, you know, the ISS passes the moon and they take a photo of it. And you can see the fucking ISS moving.
It's crazy. Have you seen those little videos? And it's kind of a bit freaky. I don't know if they're legit or not, but like it's like a hyper zoom of the moon. And you see these little things flying around.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Captain Disillusion debunked it. He said it looked good,
Disillusion, dude.
But he
it looked really because they had the heat waves.
Yeah. He showed the heat wave how it was After Effects noise. He really showed.
He's good.
It off. He's a god. Good. He's a god amongst men for doing debunking work and just editing in general. All himself. It's amazing.
Yeah, he actually edited the original moon landing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's funny. But I hope that it all goes smoothly, whatever they're going to do to go up there, and no country is going to freak out because I feel like China's just going to go up there and be like, we want half.
Don't you find it odd that America are the ones to be going back and no other country has? Isn't that strange?
Who the hell's going to fund the mission?
I feel like Russia and China, companies to be like, countries to be like, hey, we'll just put money into this. Who's going to stop us?
Yeah, but I think people would be so sus about what Russia's doing. They'd be like, hang on, we're going to kill you.
Why is there so much radiation coming off your ship?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God!
He's blowing it up. Mission to blow up the moon.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why they'd be... I don't think it's a secret. I think anyone can go up there, just fund it. I think it's just because America's the richest.
Yeah.
They got the most money to blow.
Yeah, right. I guess they have the most established...
Can you imagine Australia trying to do a space program?
Yeah, very.
We'd fail in a minute. We can't even do the NBN right.
Yeah, exactly, it dude.
So it'd be a disaster.
Yeah, true. Would you say, I mean, look, we really don't know what China and Russia has, but would you say, I guess, out of all the countries, America has the biggest space agency?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah, for sure. They got the most resources, most talented people in the world, I'd say. I'd probably say second is Russia.
Yeah.
They're the first people in space.
Didn't they find out recently when Russia was invading Ukraine that Russia's military was even so dated? Like they're using old stuff.
When?
The Ukrainians were like...
when they were invading?
Yeah. They were like, taking out some tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
And from further investigation, they were realizing like the tanks and like military equipment was pretty dated, to like modern standards, and especially for like how Russia holds its standard.
Yeah.
You would expect them to have like China and America level of military. And it was quite dated. So I think
maybe they've just had it around. Some, if it goes sour, we can lose this stuff.
Right. Because
probably sending the shit stuff first. They probably thought it'd be a cakewalk.
Because they
still haven't conquered it, right?
They tried to go to the moon as well, right? They sent people they got them to go like into the stratosphere, I think. That was successful for them, but they couldn't get to the moon.
They couldn't land it. It took what? How many attempts it took America to get in? How many people died?
Yeah. It was a lot.
Which one landed? Apollo 11? 12? Apollo 12?
It's either 11 or 13.
Apollo 13? Anyway.
I think 11.
So many crews would have gone up thinking, we're going to do it. And just died.
And then, boom!
Best in the world. Most talented. Dead.
I know, that's crazy, right?
What
Imagine
about the ones
training.
where they're about to do the space launch and everyone's going, I think it's Apollo 1 or 2, and everyone's tuning in, and then it just blows up on the launch dock.
Horrifying.
And everyone's tuning in like the 60s going, and it's like, oh, the humanity. It's like, turn off the TV, kids.
Oh, man. But you know what? With like the stuff that Elon Musk is making, that stuff that's like, have you seen those rockets that he makes and they land themselves?
Yeah, they land themselves.
It's ridiculous.
I heard someone else was able to do that now. I heard some guy did it in his backyard.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
It took him like a whole year, but he did it.
I hope that guy invents the new Tesla.
Yeah,
affordable Tesla. That's sick.
The one that will take you to space.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Tesla's just going to press a button. It's like, boop, boop, rocket mode, doosh, land into space.
We're going to have Back to the Future flying cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Then it will be finally almost close to the actual date where it was meant to happen.
I think if it wasn't for greed and money in this world, we would be 400 years in the future from where we are now. Yeah, for sure, dude. If the oil industry didn't exist, about like how power hungry people are, I think we'd be flying cars for sure.
100%.
There was a video I saw back in the days of Kazaa and LimeWire. Before LimeWire was Kazaa.
Dude, that was before. I feel like even though we're the same age, I feel like that was before my time. I was only on LimeWire.
Well, Dad taught me.
Right. Okay.
So it was what was the Napster before that?
Yep.
Then Kazaa, I think, was the second big one.
Yeah.
So it was that, and my dad's downloading all this crazy confidential data shit back in the day. There's a dude flying in what looked like an oil drum, and it's like UFO level shit.
Right.
And he's just standing in it, and it's flying around as if it was like a drone.
Yeah.
And they had this shit in like the 90s.
And I mean, like
it's all VHS footage.
You wouldn't have had the software to edit things.
No way. So, this was legit, man. I saw the video and thought, there's no way this is fake. And I remember I could even spot fake stuff back then and go, dude, no one, After Effects wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah.
So And it was real. The guy, like, it was good footage. He was
Yeah.
just zooming around on looked like an oil drum.
Dude,
Just zipping around.
I remember like when I was younger and the realization when my sisters were telling me that the people on TV were acting. I remember being like, this is what happened. And they're like, no, they're acting. I'm like, no, I just saw them do it. And they're like, no, they're acting. And I just remember being like, whoa.
How old were you?
I would have been like early primary school, but like, you know, world comes crashing down. You're like, whoa, these people aren't doing this. What I'm seeing on TV. They're pretending. Blew my mind.
That's so funny. What really shattered you?
You know, like, it's just like the fact that like you're watching someone do something.
No, but was there any shows specific?
I feel like it must have been like Home and Away or some shit. Like it must have been some generic show. The only show I remember watching with my sisters was
But
like
there was
OC.
reality TV, so maybe you got confused.
Not that young. Not that early.
Huh?
I feel like reality, like other than Big Brother,
The reality TV have been around since the invention of TV.
what was popular though? The real life, that was more American. Then we had Big Brother here.
Big Brother, but there was stuff before that. I can't remember the names of the shows, but I remember doing reality TV. I'm pretty sure started in the 60s.
Well, I didn't have Foxtel or cable for those international listeners. But I feel like there wasn't much reality TV other than like Big Brother growing up.
But there was like Hey It's Saturday.
I want to say that that's more of a show.
Yeah, but you could make that connection of what they're filming is actually them talking versus it's all pretend.
But you know what? I think it was a show that would have had drama. Like it was obviously something like that's just funny and it's just chill and it's laid back and you kind of know that you're watching a show. Where if it's like people actually acting, that's when it's like you're like, oh damn, this is next level.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got a story for you.
Dude, you've been giving me a lot of stories lately. I've been enjoying them. I'm wondering how you've lived such a full life.
Oh, damn it. You know, there was something today I wanted to...
God damn, we got COVID outbreak on set, dude.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about today, but I thought, I'll write it down. Totally forgot.
You got to write it down, man.
I got to write it down. My hands were full. I remember I couldn't write it.
Mine's
and I
died. What were you doing at the time?
I can't.
Can we jog your memory?
Walking around. Nah, it'll come to me another time and I'll go.
Write that down. Write this down.
Write this down. It's not a story that happened to me. It was a story that I came across online and I thought, how unfortunate, but it was a cool story.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So you ever heard this woman called Mary Ann Bevan? You ever heard about her?
No, I haven't.
So she was considered at one point the ugliest woman in the world.
God damn, that's so harsh.
It's so harsh, right?
What era are we talking about?
All right, she was born in 1874.
Okay.
So 19th century.
I feel like there would have been uglier people before her, but yeah, all good.
Late 19th century, right? She looked the same as any other young woman at the time and was even considered attractive at first. And all that changed when she entered into adulthood and a mother several times over she was already. Got a rare disfiguring disease which began to manifest in her and started distorting her features, like her hands and feet and face. I'll bring up a photo for the people who are watching. You can have a look. So all of that got distorted beyond recognition. Right. So she couldn't recognize herself anymore within the space of a couple of years.
Jeez.
Yeah. Throughout her childhood, she was no different than her sibling. She eventually qualified as a nurse in 1894 and married someone named Thomas Bevan, a farmer.
It wasn't about looks for him.
She was quite attractive at the time.
Oh, at the time.
At the time.
Right. This is after her marriage.
And after the marriage, after the kids, she developed this condition.
Right.
They settled into a happy, fruitful life, and the marriage produced 2 sons and 2 daughters, and all healthy. The husband died in 1914, maybe the war, leaving Mary with 4 children to support on a small income. Not long after the loss of her husband, she began to show signs of acromegaly, a disorder that marked of the overproduction of growth hormones in the pituitary glands. Could have been from the stress.
Just the loss of a husband.
Yeah.
Financial.
It's just stress in the body. It just became a disease.
Yeah, right.
The rare condition left her permanently disfigured. Years later, a former fairground worker claimed that the farmer for whom she was working, who told Bevan that all she was fit for was the ugly woman competition.
So
Savage.
rude.
So rude. But dude, 1900, you have to remember how different time was.
It would have just been, dude, like that laborer type of those dudes that are like on construction sites. They'd say that shit right now.
Yeah. Taking the farmer's word to heart, she soon entered a homeliest woman contest and handily beat 250 competitors to earn the dubious title. So I think
there was a bunch of women going for the ugliest woman.
Yeah, it's called the homeliest woman.
Interesting.
But in her small town or something, it was an actual competition.
It sounds like those things where it's like when back in the day when you go to those circuses and it's like meet the freaks and it's like the bearded lady.
Yeah. So we're getting to that.
Oh.
Her victory brought her the attention of a sideshow owners, and a doctor assured her that her condition would only grow worse. She decided to capitalize it for the sake of her children. Soon, she had regular work appearing at fairgrounds throughout the British Isles. In 1920, Bevan answered an advertisement in London newspaper reading "Wanted ugliest woman."
He pulled out an ad just to ask that he wanted an ugly woman.
Yeah, because of like fairs and circuses.
Okay, right, okay.
Yeah, right. So there was a dude. This is the craziest shit you could have. This is like, before anyone cared about being PC.
The man with 11 fingers.
How crazy would it have been growing up back then, where you could just say and do whatever you want? No one's going to arrest you. Now you can't even say, "I want to touch your tits," because you go to jail.
I would probably be locked up just because of skin color, but I wouldn't have the opportunity to say that. I'd be like, can I order from this counter? Get the hell out of here!
Arrest this man now! He assaulted me.
He can't order from me. He can't drink from me.
But Indian wasn't considered.
We would have just been workers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some fancy Indians
when the British came. They're like, "Oh, this is our place now, and we're going to take all this."
What year was that? Do you know?
I don't know, man. I feel like they've been around since.
Know your culture.
The 5th century. They've been around. I know that because I was doing a bit of research into my cuisine, and I also have a fond interest in Italian cuisine, and the tomato was introduced into India around the same time Italy was also introduced to tomatoes. Because you think Italians love tomatoes. Tomatoes aren't native to Italy.
Where were they native to?
I think Spain and the Spanish brought. I believe the Spanish brought. I could be wrong. The Spanish brought the tomato over to Italy, and the Portuguese
stole it.
A lot of Portuguese took over parts of India, and I think the English took out some of their docks and took over some of their areas. But the Portuguese also introduced the tomato to my region of India, which so I have a lot of tomato-based curries.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How funny history really is.
It's deep, dude. It goes deep.
So much knowledge out there.
It's crazy.
So the ad claimed good payment guaranteed and a long engagement for successful applicant. Send recent photograph. The ad had been placed in a British agent for Bornham and Bailey's Circus, who found that she had what may sound like a paradox, the face of an ugly woman that was not unpleasant.
Interesting.
That's what she said. After mailing the agent a photo,
you can stomach it,
especially for the occasion, because you'd have to go. You don't have a phone. You can't go boom. You got to go down to the man.
I like how he's like, send a photo, and I'm like, and I was thinking the same. I'm like, how do you just have a photo back then? Like,
you would have to go to a guy. It's not, dude. I think the pinhole camera was invented in like the 1700s.
The camera's old as an invention itself, but
you'd have a guy who you'd go get professional photos taken for. Again, this is 1900s now.
I'm just like thinking, like, I feel like portrait paintings were still a thing in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
So,
but only for the rich.
Yeah. So to ask for such a casual photo of yourself, in my eyes, is like, oh man, like.
Yeah, everyone had family photos. It was very common to get dressed up and at least have one family photo.
I mean, look, dude, I'm going to just speak for my
great-grandma has pictures of when she's a baby.
My great-grandparents on my dad's side are painting portraits.
Wow.
Yeah. It's old school.
Were they rich then?
There's a story behind that. We'll get into this after this.
Cool. So after the agent saw the photo, Bevan invited to join the sideshow at Coney Island Dreamland Amusement Park. And then one of the biggest locations in the world for sideshow performers at the time. The attraction was the brainchild of Senator H. Reynolds and promoter Samuel Gumpertz, one of the most prolific figures in sideshow history and who later worked with Harry Houdini.
Wow.
She
so
was
he's got a
paraded.
Bit of a name. He's got a bit of a name.
Yeah. She was paraded alongside other noble sideshow acts, including Lionel, the lion-faced man, Zip the Pinhead, and Jean Carroll, the tattooed lady.
We got to bring these pictures up for those viewers.
Dreamland, isn't it amazing? Like a woman has tattoos in the day. It's what a freak!
Yeah.
Anyway, at 154 pounds, she carried on a 5'7" frame, as well as her size 11 feet and size 25 hands. I don't know what hand size is.
I don't even know what
Bevan bore the
these sizes are.
humiliating treatment calmly. Smiling mechanically, she offered pictures, postcards of herself for sale, thus securing sufficient money for herself and her children's education. As the years passed, Marianne Bevan continued to draw crowds and even performed with the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey show. She succeeded in her goal in providing for her family as well. In just 2 years, performing in New York, she earned £20,000 and at the time was $1.6 million in today's money.
Holy shit.
So she said after 2 years, called it quits. That was it. She made all the cash she wanted to.
I have to say, like, the way you started the story, I thought the kids were, like, grown up and out of the picture. Imagine
she's young,
going on the road with your mum, knowing that people are just going, what the hell is that?
How unfortunate.
I
And
know.
to know that, like, it's not in your control. This woman just pained the humiliation of going, I'm a smile. And people be like, fucking, look, people should kill you.
For
You're
that
disgusting.
cash, I'd put up with it.
I don't know. To have a toll after 2 years, man. It really destroys your self-esteem. But as a mother, she was determined.
I mean, she wasn't picked off the street. She listened to the ad. So she knew what she was getting into.
But the fact is she went out and proactively made this happen for herself.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Wow.
And then she continued to work at Coney Island. She died at around 60, returned to her homeland for the funeral, buried in southeast London. But she worked, I think, as a cleaner. No, she worked at Coney Island for her remaining years.
Nothing business facing. Nothing customer facing.
But she cleaned house like winning the lotto.
Great.
Took care of all of her
the kids, the kids all sorted. Do you have a photo of her?
So apparently, before the disfigurement, this is what she looked like.
Pretty lady?
That was after.
Wow. Okay, look, I'll say this, like, not hit, like...
It wasn't allowed to be grotesque. It wasn't allowed to be... ugliest woman, but no disfigurement. Like you can't be massacred in a saw accident or something like that. There no disfigurements were allowed for a lot of these sideshows. That's why
I get that because it's like the most natural ugly features almost.
Yeah, but look at her before. How shocking that would be for your self-esteem.
Yeah. She looks like a Tim Burton character once she hit the.
It's almost like a Rocky Dennis situation,
Wow, that's
Very
a big
unfortunate.
difference. Pretty lady before.
Yeah.
And
Another one of her.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it just kept getting worse. It was like she had some sort of so pituitary gland is like your gigantism. That's when the pituitary gland goes out of control. So your growth hormones just go nuts. So it just gives you like real chiseled jaw and stuff.
I think I brought this up with you recently, but I was telling you I saw a man with elephantitis.
Oh, and it shocked you because of the body horror?
It was intense.
Yeah,
it was back in I'm going to say 2011 or 2012, and I was on the bus, and I just remember looking out the window, and he was standing on the street, and he must have been waiting for something, and I mean,
when you're not expecting a shock,
I was not prepared to see that, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was just like in my head, I'm like, "Whoa, this is so intense." He was very disfigured.
It's a shame, but yeah, it's shocking. It can be confronting. Like even something small, it's not normal, so it scares you.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine if it's out of the normal. You
can't help it. It's in your nature. It's how you're responding. You can't help it. But this story made me think of. Can you think of anyone else that's kind
ugly?
of no, that's made the best of a bad situation and killed it. I know. I think Mini Me from
He's pretty successful. Yeah.
he was he's passed away
You
now.
kind of like
Vaughn Troyer.
people that get kind of typecasted like that. I mean, that's just their bread and butter, right? He's obviously old enough to retire now, but like that. But that's exactly the same scenario. Like everyone's just laughing at him. But it's the same situation of like. You've seen those bucks parties where someone will literally hire a small
midgets?
person.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say midget anymore, right?
Sorry.
They hire a small person, and that person leans into it. They're like, wear a little sombrero, and they're like, hey, and like they're the
like a wee man.
yeah, and he's just like running around the party, like, and you, and it sounds so archaic, right? To hire a person to
To be a clown almost.
Usually you hire chicks or something, topless waitresses or something. Some people just like be like, yeah, let's get a small person up in this
There's
bitch.
competitions. They do little person throwing.
I've heard of that.
They
On the little Velcro?
Yeah. And you toss them as far as you possibly can.
Terrible.
It's
Oh, wow.
horrifying.
Wow.
But
Get that cash, dude. If I was a little person and I could cash in on that, oh man.
I think I'd try to do acting or something. You know, the guy from Harry Potter, the guy at the bank?
Yeah.
He's a very successful
But
actor.
a lot of like your Peter Dinklage and all that, like they were established for a long time. They were hustling for a long time. They've been acting for a very, very long time.
Before they even get anywhere?
Some of those names are like, they're like, oh, we need a small person for this role. They're like, yeah, get Peter Dinklage.
It's a shame that no matter kind of what you do, it's so very obvious you're a little person. You have to be Peter Dinklage is in the role because the role was a little person.
I mean, he has been in some roles where I think it's not talked about. I'm not 100%, but I believe is it Death at a Funeral?
Oh, it's not really brought up.
It's just like as you would
like
in real
that.
life. I like that as well.
I hate the typical story of this is the character and that's everything they are.
Exactly.
And all their problems come because they're small.
It's the same thing about like typecasting a race, you know? It's more to that person.
Or sexuality or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
it's just
I'm
way
sick
more
of
to
that.
the
It's
person.
just write it in. Doesn't have to be a big deal. Come
Yeah.
on, let's move on.
Yeah.
But I think maybe for the people who are maybe older than us boomers, it's so you can't get past it.
Dude, I mean, I've lived it my whole life. It is just, you meet some people and they feel like they can't connect with you unless they just go, oh, I know something about Indians, you know?
It's so bad.
It's funny. It's very funny. I remember one time I was at a job, and I was making a sandwich and I had relish, and a lady was like, "Oh, chutney," and I'm like, "What?"
Why would you say that?
Just because I'm Indian. Apparently I have a jar of chutney.
Fire back and go, "'Cause I'm Indian."
I just was just like, "Oh, it's actually just caramel relish."
Were there any embarrassment whatsoever?
I think there's a bunch of people in the lunchroom, and they're just like, "Oh, this is awkward."
You know what? You've got the power. You've got the power in that situation because you go, "'Cause I'm Indian," or what? Like you can make them feel very awkwardly, even when you. I know you're not that kind of person.
Yeah. I've been in a lot of those scenarios.
If I was like, for instance, if I was black or something like that, I would do it. I would make them feel awkward
in the past
if they were doing something borderline racist.
You know what? It depends. If it's a very insensitive question where the person hasn't even thought about it yet. It's just like they've just like asked the question and it's like, did you even give that any thought before you asked me? That's when I'll probably give them a bit of shit.
Yeah,
and I'll make them look like an idiot.
Yeah,
it's easy to do.
I feel like
it's just the thing is just like people. It's funny. People would rather ask dumb questions than rather ask about like to learn.
It's just how you're raised.
It's upbringing. It's upbringing
and how old you are. Because I was going to say before that for instance, my dad. I think if I came out if I came out as gay to my dad, he would never get past it. As a generation, man. He would, I think, put up with it and be like, all right. But when he sees people on TV, it was like The Block or something, and we're watching, and he's...
We're going to have to bleep this. We're going to have to bleep this.
What?
What are you recounting what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so what? I'm going to tell what he said. I don't have to bleep it, but he...
My dad's the same, by the way.
Okay, well, there's the two, obviously, they're very flamboyant gay men, and they're doing The Block together. and they're just, they're very flamboyant and whatever. That's their personality. I've met straight guys who are very flamboyant as well, and they could come off as they're gay, but they're not.
Yeah.
And you can't make an assumption.
Yeah.
And they're just talking about it's going to be lovely. It's going to be this. And then my dad's like, but why are they going to be so gay? It's like, why do they have to be like that? And I'm like, that's who they are.
Yeah. Wow. It's funny, dude. That's just that generation, man. But it's funny. But guys in that generation, they're scared of it. It's like they're scared of catching being gay or something. It's like something you catch.
You know what I think it is? It's that they're also very insecure about their own
sexuality
and masculinity, that it can be threatened because I can't even have the gay thought because then I'll be gay.
And then you also got to consider that like a religion was a huge thing at that time, and a lot of religions are like, don't even enjoy one of the best pleasures in life.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get killed. Exploring anything was just,
But think about it. It's only taboo now and in only Western cultures because Greeks, they were encouraged to be gay.
I mean, like, I don't want to go on a religious tangent, but like there is a clear religion that took over the world at a particular point in time, and ever since then the world is ruled by that religion.
yeah, exactly.
The reason we're in the year 2022 is because of that. Like, like they're just taking over everything.
Yeah, exactly.
They set the standard.
I agree. And I just think it's not odd. All Greeks were doing it. They were just pleasuring each other. It's very common to even be bisexual and just fondle around with stuff.
Man, so many cultures speak of a third gender.
Yes.
They are aware of it. It's obviously, it's the introduction of a religion conquering the globe.
That's it.
Putting the kibosh on
I'm so
everything.
glad that we're getting away from that now. Like the next generation, they're going to be...
But you hope it doesn't swing too far.
Of course, but I don't think it will. I think the next generation are like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to be who I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I think that they're not...
Well, that's the thing. It shouldn't make the person.
No, I don't think it is.
It's not an identity.
From what I've seen from the kids, it's all just be whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like, I don't care.
Like it doesn't, like me being attracted to women doesn't control me.
Yeah.
It's not my personality.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
That's it. It's not everything that who I am. I did wonder though, I've had this, I think, conversation with someone else. I don't know why, but there is this particular way that a lot of, I don't know, I would say probably gay men I've noticed do speak a little bit in a certain way. There is like the tonality that they seem to use. And I was trying to look, I think I looked up at it one time. It does originate from somewhere. It is a common thing that they have a certain tonality of which they speak. I guess like
leaning more into the feminine.
The feminine, but where's that femininity come from? Because I never heard women kind of speak like that too much either. Maybe it's from something else specific, but I did notice that. Not that it's bad, but I have noticed that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Some lean into that.
As stereotypes are there for a reason, right? Yeah. Like you just see enough of a connection. I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a deep dive on that.
Yeah, but anyway, the moral of the story was like, there's no way my dad could be on board with that. It was just so funny.
Oh yeah, my dad's the same. He's old school. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah, my mum I think would be like whatever.
Yeah.
Would your mum?
I think so.
Borderline.
Yeah, I think so.
My grandma, no way.
I just don't think my grandma would even be able to comprehend it.
Yeah, she'd
be like, he's a bit silly.
Yeah. When my mum went to grandma went to the hairdresser, she was like, oh, and the man was gay. Like she has to like point it out.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was gay. I'm like, how do you know?
Dude, I even speak to people like probably 10 years older than me are still like, they talk like that. Like they'll describe someone and be like, and he's a bit flat, he's gay. And I'm like, what does that have to do with describing the person?
Also, I tried to make that comparison. I'm like, did you then notice that the other person was straight?
Yeah. It's very funny. Like,
I don't come in and say, oh, he's gay. I'm like, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's very funny that people like,
yeah.
The little thing about my great grandparents, dude. I remember my dad showing me some portraits of my great grandparents, and there were these nice little painted portraits, and like they were done at that time where they look almost like photographs.
Yeah,
and
like the oil painting.
Yeah, I think so. And obviously, photographs probably were a thing.
I think you're going off. You're way off camera, bro.
Jeez, sorry guys.
You're side leaning out. Of the frame.
I was hitting that rock away.
Yeah.
For those, what was I even going with that?
Oil painting.
The oil painting. So, I'm sure like photography was common, but maybe middle class or wealthy people. You know, I guess people. You know, this is people living in a village.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it's all localized within a village. And I saw the portrait, and my great grandfather's wearing this blue. Navy blue suit with pinstripes. I'm like, damn, look at Mackin. Like, he the slick back hair with the nice little glasses. I'm like, hey, he looked like he was Mackin. You know, like he's dressed to the nines. And he's like, my dad told me the story of like, apparently he was like pretty well off, had like a whole bunch of gold and stuff like that, worth a lot of money.
Doing what?
I don't know.
Hustling.
He maybe apparently had a lot of money, made a bad decision, lost it, and then just, this is according to my dad, wandered off into the jungle, and no one ever heard from him ever then after that.
Oh. Jesus Christ. That's insane.
He just went.
Sorry, who was it again? Your uncle?
My great-grandpa.
Your great-grandpa.
My great-grandpa.
So your granddad's dad.
Yep. He goes, peace, I'm going to go live in the jungle. And all the riches are gone.
What?
All the gold, all the money could have been loaded. Don't know where it
became a bushman or dead, or they don't even know?
We don't know. We don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
What do you like to picture that's happened? Bushman.
I hope that he went mentally ill, because that would at least give me solace that he made that decision and he was in a good frame of mind.
But you think just complete nervous breakdown?
To have wealth and then give it away or lose it, and then
leave the family,
and then also just peace, and then live in the freaking bush and not know what happened to him. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, okay.
That's crazy. Another story I got for you, man. There's a bit of black magic in the family. My dad's auntie, who we do not speak to anymore.
Okay.
Back in India, supposedly this is when my dad and the second eldest of his brothers were alive. They were getting sick a lot, like pretty frequently, to the point where my grandma had to call a priest over to find out what's going on, because that was the doctor back then, you know. The priest apparently sets foot in their house and goes, "There's a curse on this house."
Whoa!
So he starts blessing the house, start trying to find out what's going on, and he finds like a relic in the backyard, and it's like in like a wedge of lemon with like someone's hair tied around it, and it's like a curse, like it's been planted.
Okay.
And my grandpa knew that his sister-in-law was dabbling in witchcraft, and he straight up was like, "You are not to go near my family or my kids ever again. You are not talking to us. You're cut off from this family." To the priest? To his sister-in-law. To the sister. My dad's auntie.
Yeah.
He goes, "You're cut off from the family. You're not speaking to my kids. You're not speaking to the family." After that, my dad and his brother were fine. They weren't sick anymore. So
he just knew she was doing something black magic.
Yeah.
And
he thinks it was her that was making them sick.
Wow.
And then after that, apparently my dad and his brother weren't sick as much anymore. So it could have been her. And my mum's told me stories like, you know, sometimes like I mean, this is if you believe in this stuff, but like, you know, like they'll plant something in the house or in the backyard, like as a curse, or they'll like speak spells under their breath, and like they just need to make eye contact with you across the room. And she was dabbling in this stuff apparently. Mm-hmm. As far as I know, she's actually a married woman living in England. So
wow,
she's not in India anymore, but pretty crazy, man.
Wow. If someone was doing that in your family now, would it scare the shit out of you?
If I felt it was working, yeah, it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a mate from high school days who claimed that one of her cousins was experimenting with black magic and got possessed by like a demon, and they had to do an exorcism on them.
Wow.
And she was like 13, and she said they went to the house and that she was like, you know, it was like exorcist shit, screaming and blah, blah, talking in tongues, and they went and looked at her and her face was like she stuck out her tongue, she said, and it was black.
Can I ask, because I have heard of this story of this happening to a mate of mine dated this girl who had this story. What area was this person from? Okay. Mine was in. But yeah, that's kind of scary because similar story. My mate was dating this girl, and she was telling him, I think her sister was pretty like possessed apparently, and they had to get a priest over. It was got to the point where like she was recounting like she was lying on the bed and she heard like footsteps stomping up the stairs. The door would barge up and then felt something pin her down on her bed. And
Could be sleep paralysis.
who knows? Yeah, who knows?
The pinning sensation, always sleep paralysis. I've heard. But pretty freaky. I wouldn't mess around with it just because I'm like, I don't know. When people say I'm going to do a Ouija board, I'm like, I'm out.
You be like my great grandpa. Head off to the jungle.
I'm in the jungle, boy.
I'm out.
Deuces.
I'm out, beat. Daniel, I got something for you.
Go.
I want to show you something.
Go.
I brought some little goodies from my childhood.
Yes.
Okay. And a big factory bag. Okay?
Wow.
So for those of you watching, you're going to be able to see this stuff, but we'll describe it well for you, man. Let me. I'm going to find the right person to show you first here. This is a little toy, I guess a toy box, toy bag of mine. I'm going to bring out the probably the most powerful dude in this bunch.
Okay. Oh, nice. You brought him. Oh, yeah. Wow, they're actuated.
Dude. They're good, dude. We got some Goku. We got some Piccolo.
Damn.
We got some.
Okay, so yes,
Gohan.
it's a little actionable figures of Dragon Ball Z. It looks like from the Cell Saga days.
We got Krillin, dude. What else we got?
Krillin was so lame in the show.
Oh,
King Kai.
King Kai, dude. Who else we got?
Goku.
Yeah, dude. So fat. So fat. And your boy Trunks with the removable sword. Come on.
That's so
How cool is that? How cool is that?
Vegeta.
Vegeta. Kakarot. What else we got in here? We got we got Super Saiyan Gohan.
Oh.
Yep, because
I think you can take this thing off.
I think some of the
the head doesn't come
and you know when I was playing, I had them sitting, and then when they transform, I'd swap them out super quick. You know I did that shit.
Yeah, of course you did. And they had to move the legs when they ran, right?
A little tidbit for those listening.
So I'm looking at a King Kai. They're all in pretty okay condition.
Oh, bro. I remember losing it at my friend because you know how kids play and on like American movies and they clash them?
Yeah.
He did that once, and a bit of like Goku's black hair rubbed off onto the skin of another character, and I was like, don't do that.
Of course you were.
Because, dude, I had to keep my shit pristine.
Is that Goku?
That's Goku. Got a bit of a golden hair there. I don't know why.
What the hell? His hair was never like this.
Oh, you're going to love this, dude.
This is some Chinese knockoffs, man, because his hair was never like this in the show, ever.
Well, that's Super Saiyan hair that he's got. It's not Goku's hair.
Yeah, but why is it black?
I know, that's the problem. It looks like they did a black to do like non-Super Saiyan Goku.
But then just kept they were like, oh, we don't want to make another model.
It's another model.
But I saw, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Same with Gohan, right? Oh no, wait, his hair.
No, his hair's.
You're gonna love this dude.
Oh no, they kept the same hair.
Check that out.
Oh, Dr. Giro. Oh, he's got the bald head.
He's even got the head. What was it? What was his name? Was it Dende?
Yeah, Dende.
We got Dende.
Wow, you got everybody's here.
Hyperbolic Trunks.
I love that.
Hell yeah, dude! With the
he was badass.
What's that armor called? Corp? Is it just a corpse?
Capsule Corp's armor.
Capsule Corp armor?
Yeah. I think it's called Saiyan armor.
That's sick, dude.
Because I believe it was the formal armor that all the Saiyans wore.
That's pretty cool.
Vegeta, he never took his off pretty much.
Yeah.
He was so proud.
And then a couple little extras. I got a little Green Lantern.
Oh, that's cool.
I got a Flash that I bought in India, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
What else we got here? We got...
These are like real Justice League days, dudes, when they just had mad upper bodies.
This, Robin, and... Oh, I really, really hope I have the Batman.
King Kai, I like. He's looking real chonk.
This Robin, I got in primary school. Dude, this one was when the movie came out. The legs are kaput, but look at that. That is actually when the movie Batman and Robin came out.
Oh my god,
dude.
you could probably tighten this up somehow. How the fuck is that
Joker.
Oh yeah, this is from the 2000 movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cartoon Batman.
Yeah.
Wow. So many.
Yeah, dude, and I got my Star Wars toys as well. This is, I guess, a bit newer, but I got Kit Fisto.
Oh my god.
I got what you call, is it Sassy Tin?
I do not know much about Star Wars.
You got, you know your boy Mace Windu.
I do know him.
And I'm pretty sure I have
The purple lightsaber.
Plo Koon. That's Plo Koon? I don't know. No, maybe, I don't think Plo Koon's part of that. Yeah, dude.
I'll show the window.
And then I have some World Industries toys.
Oh!
And, yeah.
Kept some goodies. Wow.
I got
Thank
some
you
goodies
for
in here,
bringing
dude.
this in.
You're welcome. And little Megatron. And,
Oh, let me see the Megatron.
Yeah, you can
I
have a
love
look at the Megatron.
Transformers.
I got my Ninja Turtle toy.
Oh, he looks weird as hell in this.
I got a tech deck.
Oh,
I got a tech deck.
love tech. Dude, I watched a video of this guy the other day. Tech Deck World Champion was his title, and he's like, I am the world champion of Tech Deck. And he owns a company.
Listen to me.
And he has a company of.
And this
I
is
brought one into school. I started the craze off in my school.
Really?
The first thing I ever started in my school, in high school, was Tech Decks. And I brought one in, and then everyone was like, oh, can I play with it real quick?
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
yeah, of course, because it wasn't like a real one. It was a knockoff one.
Right.
It was all plastic and purple. But everyone was just kept asking me, can I play with it real quick? And I'm like, yeah. And then everyone within the week was bringing them in and loved it. Okay.
That's awesome.
Wow, it's a real Tech Deck. It's in mint condition.
It's a real tech deck, and I got
It's got like a real grip tape.
It's actually really proper grip tape. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's why they were legit, because they were like proper.
And I got my little Leonardo.
Oh
Ninja
yeah, I
Turtle.
remember these.
Yeah,
Wow, this is like high quality made.
that was a proper toy that was like expensive at the time.
Wow, this actuates in
Probably
many
$20 or
different
something.
ways actually, and it's got double arm actuations. Pretty cool.
Yeah, had a whole bunch of little.
Leonardo.
But yeah, dude, all of these Dragon Ball Z figures, the whole pack, $20
Yeah, but
at Supernova.
oh wow, that's pretty cool.
It was great.
Back in the day.
Back in the day when I was in
everything
primary
was
school, I
cheap.
remember seeing it, and they're all in just one pack, and I'm like, oh my god, Dad,
does
please,
the sword
can
fit
I have
in his
this?
hand?
Yeah,
I think it does. Oh my god.
How beast is that?
That's
How
cool.
beast is that?
Wait, how do I push it in?
Clip it in there.
Wait, from the top?
Or maybe thread it in there.
Side.
I think it's flat. It's not perfectly round. Just slide it in there.
No, it doesn't work.
Just slide it in. Yeah, but dude,
Oh, there we go. Yep.
I played with these a lot growing
So
up.
cool.
I played with these a lot, so that was a lot of fun.
His hands.
Those listeners out there, what childhood toys did you hold on to? Can you let us know? Let us know in the comments. Did you hold on to anything? Did you get rid of anything? Did your parents just throw out a whole bunch of toys and you were like kind of holding on to them
No.
nostalgically?
Hold on. While
us
you're
know.
talking, I'm going to get something for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Daniel's going to hunt for something. I'm excited. That was a little trip down memory lane for me. I haven't looked at that box for a very, very long time. But yeah, a lot of fond memories. I used to play with those a lot back in the day.
Yes.
Daniel was bringing up my how anal I was when I was playing with my toys, where I actually would make me and my cousins physically move the legs as they walked, and they
Yeah.
weren't able to just bounce around because I was that finicky about acting out the scenes.
So I've got here these old Andy Griffiths books, which I used to read as a kid.
Fantastic,
Look at
dude.
the condition.
These are in great condition.
Great condition.
I only had Just Stupid.
Okay, I just had my favorite was Just Crazy, because that was like, I love the color of the book.
Yeah. These are such fun books for kids.
I know there was so much going on in them. I had growing up Just Stupid, Just Tricking, and Just Crazy. I didn't have
Amazing.
this and this.
Yeah.
I got that because the wife had these. She had them
Oh.
all. She had them. Well, actually, we bought them at a garage sale
Yeah.
for like nothing. I was like,
Amazing.
yes, sweet.
I'm not
It
sure
was
if these
such a vibrant green. Which
are
I
these
really
international
loved.
or is it very Australian?
I'm not sure, but she met Andy Griffiths.
Wow.
Yeah, at a convention and drew a picture for her or something.
Oh, that's so cool.
Um,
For those of you that aren't familiar with these books, this is a series from like back when we were kids, and it was created by Andy Griffith. And like the books are just so fun. Not only are they're like short stories, right?
They're short stories. all
Short
of them.
stories, but like even within the book, there's these illustrations. Like if you were to flip the
Yeah,
pages,
there's all flip.
there's a
like,
flip.
I used
What's
to
it called?
Flip stop motion animation.
Yeah, there's back and forth of like little stop motion animations.
So if you
on
like
on
flip
the
it
sides of the
backwards and
page,
forwards, it does like
two little stories.
Two little stories.
Yeah, and then on the borders of the pages, there's all these little illustrations.
Yeah, I'll
and,
just pull up a page and show.
and like continuing themes throughout the book, just like happening on like little side stories happening on the edges as doodles. Like for a kid,
That's
not
smart.
only do you get the short stories, but you got all this entertainment.
Plus, I used to love
back and
just
forth.
looking at the covers.
yeah,
There's
really
so
cool.
much going on. And then at the back, it was like, I used to do like the read them out with my brother and go, do you ever pretend you are dead to get out of going to school? It's like you go, yes or no. And it goes, do you like to ring people up? No, to pretend there's someone else. Do you believe banana skins? Do you leave banana skins in the middle of busy footpaths? Do you do all this stuff? And then at the end, it goes, you are a practical joking genius. You'll love this book. You're a good practical joker. You'll love this book. You are not a practical joker. You are what practical jokers call a victim. You will love this book. No matter what you get, even if you get 0. It's like, you'll love the book.
I love that. It's so creative. This is like someone where like they pitch the idea and they have the time to execute it to their full extent.
Yeah.
It's not rushed out. It's their thought about this book back to front.
Yeah, and it's
So
really
well done.
like this guy was a genius. Also, the writing was so funny.
Really good. Really entertaining.
Really entertaining. I never had just disgusting and just shocking, but wow, that so much dust actually just came off that. But this one's an autographed edition.
That's pretty cool cover there. It's got a lot of
real autograph.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah,
It's not like it's not a printed one. It's like
you can see.
They put the sticker on after. So I think she went to get the convention, held the book out, and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" Signed it, and then they put a sticker on it saying autographed. So that's a real autograph.
That's
by
cool,
him.
dude. Keep that in good nick. And that is in good condition. Hold on to that. That's pretty
I
cool.
will.
And
I think
especially
it'll
you got
be worth
you got the whole thing. I just saw that.
I don't have
there's a little bit of damage happening on the back of this one.
One of them had damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have my zombie bums from outer space.
That was a
I don't have
trilogy or
just
something, wasn't
annoying either. I don't have just annoying. On
there's
the
more.
fly. One more. Okay. Yeah, on the back it shows you all of them, and that one we don't have.
You gotta get that one, dude. You gotta complete the
Gotta
collection.
find that. And then the day my bum went psycho.
And that's like a trilogy, right? There's a few
Yeah,
of
and
those.
then later on he went. What was it? Zombie bums from Uranus.
I just remember seeing that cover as a kid and being like, "Whoa, dude! There's someone's ass on a cover."
Yeah.
And
I thought
kids
"How
at school would always
crazy."
have it, and you're like, "Wow, that's someone's ass on a cover. Like, how are they able
Yeah.
to read this?"
Which one is it? I saw it. I just saw it. What am I doing? Here we go. Zombie bums from Uranus.
Yeah.
Was the second part.
Classic,
but
dude. Classic.
Really cool books, I thought.
So much fun.
Yeah, I read them 1,000 times each one.
Yeah, and yeah, there's so much to get out of it.
Yeah, the illustrations are so gross, kind of like SpongeBob style.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. But you can tell it's almost like felt pen.
yep, yeah,
Really enjoyed that.
yeah,
And I thought he was a cool artist, and yeah, I really
very creative. Really
enjoyed
creative.
those books. But thank you for bringing in those things. It sparked it, and I remembered this, and I'm like, yes, if he ever brings something, this one.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. That's a cool collection. Yeah, sweet, dude.
But I think we're done, man.
We're done.
That just flew by.
That went very quickly, man.
So chill.
I feel like we did we even talk about much?
Yeah, I thought we were just having mad conversations in the stories.
Yeah.
And granddad going to the jungle. That's they're crazy.
I know, man. That's crazy. Well, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Double Dose. I'm your host, Dipesh.
I'm your host, Daniel. Thank you, guys. Bye.
See you next time.